Yeah, so when I was new to OKRs, I first heard about it from this guy, Jeff Walker, who was the CFO of Oracle at the time. And, he would ask me, how's business going? And I would start talking all about, hey, we're really busy. We got all these things going. And he said, Ben, do you have a destination when you go on a hike with your family? And I said, oh, yeah. I go through the woods and my daughter follows me and we see this waterfall. But what was the question again? Oh, yeah. Do you have a destination when you go on a hike? And I said, well, not really. Sometimes I said, Ben, when you're at work, you need a destination. Okay? You need to be really clear about where you're going. Otherwise, you're not going to get there. And when you talk to me, start by telling me where the destination is, and then give me an update on where we are in the progress. And what he was doing actually was introducing me to OKRs, objectives and key results. And what I found was that it's so simple, right? Objectives, what do we want to do? And key results, how will we know we've done it? And yet, once we had those key results, now I realized we had the destination. And now at least it was possible for us to have the discussion about what should we do to get there, as opposed to just everybody goes to work and we're really busy and we're not productive. So I think the main thing that OKRs really can solve is the busy but not productive problem, so that at the end of the week, okay, where do we stand? How are we moving toward our goal?
Everybody in every organization is interested in executing strategy and how do they contribute to strategy. And we found that OKRs are a great way to do that because they do help you identify your personal destination and the journey that you're going to take to get there through key results. So we think it's a great way to help you determine your contribution to overall strategy and how it fits in with where the organization is going.
So there are lots of different goal setting techniques like KPIs, SMART goals, objectives and key results. There's OGSM. We've got all kinds of acronyms for it.
Balanced scorecard.
Balanced scorecard.
Yeah, there's many.
And what we find with objectives and key results is it's super simple. And the main differentiator is that it's a way of communicating and asking questions throughout the year. So it's not like SMART goals is really hey, let's set our goals and aren't they smart? Great, now let's go back to work. That's nice, but it would be characteristic of SMART goals to say what we call set it and forget it, which we don't do with OKRs. OKRs is a critical thinking framework, which means we're constantly asking questions throughout the quarter. How do we know this is the right objective? If we do that task X, what is the intended outcome of that? Will that really get us toward our key result? So we're never really done with OKRs. And what it does is it creates a discipline of communication. So now, when we talk to each other and say, instead of saying things like, we just need to improve our content delivery to our prospects. That's our number one objective. How will we know we've done it? And we're constantly asking that. Well, as we go through that conversation, what I found, in fact, I learned this from your organization, was that there's like a golden piece of knowledge in there, which is really our destination of where we want to go. And the journey of doing OKRs is like going through a maze, and eventually you'll get there. But it's that critical thinking process which really characterizes objectives and key results and really differentiates it from the other solutions.
Absolutely. It's an ongoing discipline. I think what I would agree with most what you said. It's not set it and forget it. The beauty of OKRs is that it's a quarterly cadence. And as we all know, the pace of change within and outside organizations is just accelerating so rapidly that you constantly have to be thinking about what's new, what's on the horizon, what's out there in the environment that I have to take care of in my day-to-day work. And OKRs helps you do that through the critical thinking framework Ben talked about. Well, sadly, the statistics on organizations executing strategy are really poor. Virtually every organization in the world creates a strategic plan, but estimates vary, but on the high end, only about 35% of organizations effectively execute. On the low end, maybe 1 out of 10%. So the reason is why. And there's several and they're varied, but one is that strategy is never communicated, but most importantly, it's not measured. All organizations measure their performance in some way, but typically they just look at financial measures, growth, profitability, sales. With OKRs, what we're doing is creating a new discipline in which we actually measure the strategy, because all of our key results are translated from the strategy and the work that people do on a day-to-day basis. So it really gives us an enormous leg up on strategy execution, and it really creates a new language in the organization that Ben spoke about in one of the earlier questions. We're actually creating a fluency in strategy execution and talking about what are the critical things we have to do. So it really fosters great and creative conversations throughout the organization.